And where is BODIE?
This is Whose Creek Is It?
The podcast where two sisters recap and pontificate about the show Dawson's Creek.
I'm Miranda, and I've seen the whole series at least 5 times.
And I'm Allison, and I'm watching the show for the very first time. Let's get started.
Season 2, Episode 3, titled Alternative Lifestyles, came out October 21st, 1998. The director was David Semel, and the writer was Mike White.
Good for them.
Yep.
And for an episode titled Alternative Lifestyles, shockingly few, if any, gay jokes.
Yeah, you know, they landed the plane there.
They did. I was like, oh God, where is this going? But you know what? They pulled it off.
They clearly didn't know what to name this, so they're like, let's just name it their assignment in econ.
Yeah, let's be real. This show is not, we're not here for the episode titles. They're not doing much.
What are your thoughts about this episode? How did you feel about the ending? Do you remember?
Well, no, I just rewatched it. The ending with Jen.
The ending.
The Tamara.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, they're bringing it back. Wow. Yep. And I saw that the title of the next episode is like Tamara Returns or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which, girl, you got away with it. You got away with it. You drove away into the sunset and all you had to do was stay gone.
They'll explain why she's back. Anyway. Yeah, so let's hop into it. The beginning starts with Mitch and Dawson out in their yard, and Mitch is pulling down the ladder.
Outside of the bedroom.
I know. So no more sneaking upstairs, I guess.
There's no way they can put the ladder back.
Yeah, definitely not. And so it starts with Dawson talking to his dad about being a sexual being and like just teasing his father, like, you don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it's an interesting level of comfort that Dawson has.
Yeah, he's basically asking his dad to be like sex positive for him.
Or to just kind of give into the inevitable. Just be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna have sex, so why bother trying to get in the way of that? And he's like making it a moral failing on Mitch's part. Is like, you're just being so typical. He's doing everything but calling him puritanical.
Mm-hmm. So then Dawson goes to his room. Joey comes out of the closet.
Which, like, as soon as they swung over, the camera work was very fun because it was like swings over and you're like, oh, Joey's there. She is.
Yeah, no, I noticed that the first few scenes, like, the camera's moving around a lot, and I was like, huh, interesting choice, because I feel like they haven't really done that before. But yeah, it reveals that Joey's already in the room. They start kissing, and Mitch comes back in the room.
Mm-hmm. The camera swings around to the bedroom door.
Yeah, and then swings back to Dawson and Joey, and Dawson's like, Joey, how'd you get in here?
Yeah, this is a young man with no shame and no discomfort. Seems like a nice way to live.
Yeah, he's just really happy that he has a girlfriend, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Mitch says he's grounded, which I'm not sure if that's a joke or not. But anyway, so that's kind of the beginning.
Yeah, and one of the things that Mitch says in kind of in line with his like no hat, no glove statement from last episode, he says, "Parent me, child you," which is a kind of a play off like me Tarzan, you Jane. And then in a later scene when I saw like Mitch and Gail together, I was like, yeah, I kind of get that because Mitch is like a big muscle man, with veins sticking out of his biceps. And Gail is a petite woman that eats an almond for lunch and has like a 4-inch thigh gap.
I was gonna say a dainty blonde woman, but
Also that.
so then we pop over to Joey's house, and Bessie and Joey are like getting ready in the morning. Bessie is asking Joey if before she goes to school, can she stop by the restaurant to clean it up because they're worried about the health department just dropping by.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, Bessie? Your 15-year-old little sister has to go to high school. But it sort of becomes, as that scene goes on, it becomes clear that no one says it, but it's like, so Bodie's gone. Bodie is gone. Like, the baby is there, so I was like, oh, good, the baby does exist. We're not just hearing the recorded sound of a baby crying, but it was rough to watch because it was just clearly Bessie's trying to like hold this all together and she needs Joey's help, but at the same time Joey should absolutely not be in this position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need a babysitter.
Or what the fuck, Bodie? Like,
where are you?
Yeah, if you broke up, like you're still the kid's father. And they're not like addressing it, and like considering he's like the only black character in the show, actually that's a little problematic. Like
yeah.
I don't know. It was there's some unexplained backstory.
Yeah. But we got to see a real baby, so that's an improvement.
Yeah.
I just wrote Dawson's having a good time taunting his parents. And somehow he leaves for school and Gail and Mitch are talking and it's brought up again the idea of an open marriage, which Gail seems like upset and bothered about, and she sees it as like him trying to get even or something, like that's why he wants to do it.
Yeah, and almost like not a healthy dynamic, but I can almost see her point of like, okay, clearly if this is gonna do it, if that's what you need to do, I am willing to do that for the marriage, but like, and then he backs off and it's just like, no one actually wants this. No one wants an open marriage. You just don't know how to move past this and work through your issues.
Mm-hmm. It seems like they're gonna drop the idea of doing that. It seems like it. And then we hop over to school, and Jen and Abby are walking around. And Abby is checking out some jocks across the parking lot, and Jen is basically, nah, I'm not into those guys. Why would I be into those guys? And Abby says something like, they're so disgusting, it's almost erotic.
Yeah, which was, what do you, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there with Abby. Does Abby exist as a provocateur?
Yes. And she kind of eggs on Jen, saying like, okay, well, if Dawson's your guy, make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. And Jen just has nothing else. There's just nothing else in her life. Just Jen, like, read a good book, like, take up jogging, or like, I don't know, pottery, something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we're going over to see Andy chasing after Pacey because she said she needs notes for their econ class. And obviously, Pacey does not have any notes.
Yeah.
And then Andy starts spinning out like, oh, well, if I don't have notes, then I'll fail the class. And if I fail the class, I won't get into college. And then I'll be wheeling a shopping cart down the street or something like that.
Just, she's a spiraler.
Yeah. Which I can relate.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Pacey gives her some like hard truth, at least he thinks it is. He's like, you're rich. You're the worst place you're going to end up is in Florida.
Which, you know, might be significantly different now than it was in 1999, although it was quite pivotal in the next year.
Yeah.
Man, imagine if Florida had actually counted all the votes.
We'd have like flying cars and they would run on sunshine.
I don't know about that, but things might be significantly different.
That's a fun what if.
Uh,
Anyway, so then they're in class. Andy gets called on for a question. She has to say pass. And then we briefly meet a character named Kenny, who apparently no one likes because he wears glasses and is overweight.
yeah, how dare he? How dare he be a person? And I was like, I mean, granted, I've done a lot of improv comedy, but I'm just like, Andy, make something up. 90% of school is just like knowing how to come up with something to say. Most teachers are just like, you participated, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like micro and macro, use context clues, Andy.
Macro is big economy. Micro is small economy.
Yeah, microeconomics is the economics of small things. And yeah, I was already like, the way everyone's treating Kenny is pissing me off.
Yeah. And so this is when we find out that they're getting an assignment that the teacher likes to call alternative lifestyles. And he assigns people as partners and gives them like random income amounts. And they have to make a budget for their household.
Yeah.
Which, like, kind of is a good idea. Honestly, I had econ in high school. And we had to do a budget based on what we wanted our career to be. We had to look up how much that makes, and we had to look up how much is rent, how much is food, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is kind of helpful, I guess.
Yeah. That's like an actually useful project.
Yeah.
I remember doing that in econ too. And I remember just people were being like wildly unrealistic. Like one guy was just like, so I'll spend like $80 a month on groceries. I remember this kid also rode a motorcycle. He was very into his motorcycle.
This was back in 2007.
Yeah, 2006, 2007. So, but even then it would have been unrealistic.
Yeah. So we find out Pacey and Andy are paired up, Abby and Kenny are paired up, and the random jocks that we saw earlier in the episode are paired up. So they're a gay couple who apparently needs to also plan a wedding, which I'm like, that seems like it should be extra credit. That's a lot of work.
Well, you could budget it was budget for a wedding. Also, it super wasn't legal. Gay marriage wasn't legal even in Massachusetts then, was it? I think it was
I
until
have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it was like the middle of the first decade of the 21st century.
Maybe they had domestic partnership.
Probably. But this was also the moment where I was like, oh no, there's going to be some big reaction from the jocks. But they're like, same sex? Gay? But then it was just left at that. And I was like, oh, good job, Dawson's Creek.
Dawson and Jen are paired up, and then poor Joey. There was no one to pair with Joey, so Joey's a single mom.
God damn it. Come on, dude. You know Joey's situation. Come on.
Yeah. Joey and Dawson are in the cafeteria next, and Joey is criticizing this assignment we don't even know where we're going to be 5 years from now, or at least she doesn't know where she's going to be. And that scene also indicates that Joey is concerned about the fact that Dawson and Jen are going to be working on this project together, and Jen has been a little weird.
Yeah, Jen's gone through it. Although, it did seem like there was a little bit of edge from Joey on that, but she didn't seem like overly concerned. Like she has clearly other things going on in her life. But I remember watching that and her saying like, I have no idea where I'm going to be in 10 years. And it just made me like reckon with the fact that no 15 or 16-year-old should have a 10-year plan. That's absurd. It's so like thinking about at 15 or 16, I had no idea. And like, I was a pretty put together, academically minded kid. It was like, it's just kind of ridiculous. Like, you should not have to have a plan. And, maybe it wasn't like this back then, but today, if you have a career plan for 5 years from now, you have no idea what the world and the economy is going to look like 5 years from now. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of ridiculous to choose something, take out $100,000 of loans, and plan a life around that. And it was just like, why, Joey, I just want you to be able to be a kid.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing 6 months from now. Right now.
Girl, same for real.
Yeah. And we could go into a whole thing about that. But if you recall, I kind of changed my major like two times.
I remember your initial plan was art, but it seemed like by the time you got...
No, it was architecture. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And so I was like, maybe I'll go into business administration.
Oh, girl, no.
I like accounting.
I mean, accounting's not a bad choice, but I didn't know
Yeah.
you would like pivot into business administration. I don't know. My life was in shambles about a year or two into your college experience, so I'm sorry I was not the most supportive. My life was falling apart.
No, it's okay. I wasn't paying attention to your stuff
Yeah,
either.
we
A
were
lot of
pretty
yeah.
separate.
We were going through our own things.
Yeah.
And then I went and did landscape architecture, which actually ended up being better because it's like less people go into that than regular architecture. But I remember in like my junior or senior year of college being like, I don't know if this is right for me. Oh well, I've already spent too much time and money in this, so we gotta keep going. Stop asking
Yeah.
questions. Keep going.
Yeah. And you can always change course, but like, as a person, it seems like you made a solid choice based on what I've seen of you trying to find jobs. I know
Yeah. No, it works
doesn't...
out.
Yeah, it worked out, but like, I also understand that like that doesn't necessarily fill your cup in all ways, and fulfillment matters, and it has its own
Yeah.
challenges. So I think you could have made a lot worse decisions.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it is scary in college because you have no idea. Like I
It's
had no idea
ridiculous.
if it was
Yeah,
going to pay off or if it was going to do anything for me.
it's just absurd, and well, it's because we make education a gamble in this country. We make it a giant gamble,
Hmm.
like such as all the computer science majors who can't find jobs right now.
Yep.
Which, like, I can't say there's not a little Schadenfreude as a literature student, but everyone should be able to find a job.
Yeah, if you're investing like tens of thousands of dollars, like I
In
don't
something that
know.
doesn't feed your soul, you should
Yeah.
probably at least get a job out of it.
Yeah. So we are in a coffee shop with Abby and Jen, which I think we like come back to this coffee shop like 3 times in this episode, and I was like, I don't remember seeing this before, but
Yeah, this coffee shop or another, I don't know.
yeah. They're talking about, I guess, Dawson again, and Kenny happens to be there also working on his and Abby's project, and Abby's just completely mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, and convinces Jen, like, you need to come on hard to Dawson next time you're working on the assignment.
yeah. And it's such a bummer because it's clearly that like Jen is so directionless, and just here is someone willing to be her friend. And like, I think particularly in high school, we've all had that moment of like, I don't know how much I actually like or respect this person, but I don't want to be alone.
Yeah. No, you definitely have like people where you're like, you're my friend for convenience.
Yeah, it's just like, well, we're in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. So then we're over at Joey's restaurant. Jack apparently doesn't know how to mop.
Yeah, just dumps the water on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, it works. They
I
got
mean, yeah, it wasn't
drains,
awful.
right?
Yeah, they should have drains in the floor in the kitchen.
And when this is happening, Bessie also is at the restaurant, and Joey starts talking about this assignment that she has to do, and that she has to be a single mom in a like middle class, upper middle class job, something like that.
Yeah, like a successful professional
Career
single
woman.
mom. Yeah. Oh, this scene was
And
heartbreaking.
yeah, Bessie offers to help. She's like, "Oh, I am that person. Oh, I
Hmm.
can help you. Like, I have all this experience of this tough situation."
Yeah, I run a
And
business by myself.
yeah, and Joey's like, "No, I need someone more successful."
And she just doesn't. I mean, she's 15, but it's like, oh, Joey, Bessie, I want better for both of you.
Yeah. Andy and Pacey, meanwhile, are doing their assignment, and Pacey's just goofing off and is like, "Well, I want a Viper," which apparently is a car.
Yeah.
Um, it's not a snake. And Andy's like, "Well, we need to go look at apartments uh, to see what we can afford."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "That's a lot of effort, but okay."
Yeah, I've been I don't know. I think I have at points in my academic career been like gone above and beyond when I really didn't need to. And in retrospect, I was like, girl, you didn't have to do all that.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel like work teaches you not to waste time on things.
C's get degrees, kids, and that's from someone with near perfect grades. C's get degrees.
Yeah, I wish I had tried less in college, honestly.
Honestly. And high school.
Yeah, I could have gotten out of there with like way more hobbies, way more skills, way more friends if I just tried less.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we're back at Dawson's house, and Gail apparently got a ride home from a coworker because her car broke down. And she gets out of the car, and it's some guy who gave her a ride home, and they like have a peck on the lips, which I'm like, why?
Oh, I thought it was like on the cheek, but yeah, it
I don't
was
know.
like unnecessarily intimate. It was like a hug with a peck on the cheek, and it was just like, why are you doing that in full view of your husband when he knows and you know that he knows you have cheated on
Yeah, I would be like, drop me off around the corner,
him?
and
Yeah, like come on, girl, a little sense. And this was also the scene where I noticed Mitch's bicep vein, which was a lot.
well, so then they kind of get into an argument. Mitch is visibly upset, and that's when the open marriage idea comes up again, and he's like, it's just because if we take away the rules, then I don't really need to trust you. And I was like,
Yeah,
that sounds great.
yeah. It's as if that's the rules are what make trust necessary in a relationship, not just, that it's the foundation of the relationship in any form of intimacy. That scene in particular reminded me of when, when you have a disagreement or an argument with someone and one of you gets hung up on like a solution that isn't really a solution, but they decide and you're just going and you're just like this isn't going to solve, but they're so intent on it and you can't turn the ship, steer the boat, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think
And
I
you're
know
like,
what you're saying.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like this isn't going to work, but you are intent on making it happen.
yeah. Sometimes I see people making choices and I'm like, I think that's a bad choice, but I know me telling you isn't going to change anything, so I just have to let you make the bad choice and come and wait for you to come to the realization on your own that it was a bad choice.
Yeah, and you and I don't even have children.
Anyway, so this is when they established that Thursday night now is going to be date night
Yeah,
for to date others.
yeah, to date others, and that's gonna be fine for everyone.
Next, Jen and Dawson are in Dawson's bedroom working on their project, and they're talking about financing their kids' college, their make believe kids' college, which they're both like, I forget how much the teacher told said they were pulling. I think
$400,000 in 1999, which
yeah,
is probably
that's
like close to $1 million today.
yeah, wild. So I was like, I don't think you guys have to worry about paying for your kids' college, but they talk about how like private college is like a scam and stuff, and I'm like, honestly, agree.
Mm.
How would I describe this? Jen gets like wistful or just is like, like this could be us 20 years from now, is like talking about our kids' college plans,
Yeah,
talking
it's so
about
cringy.
vacations.
Yeah, she's just trying to like weave this into. Doesn't this remind you of the good times and the potential future good times? Jen, just
Yeah.
grieve your grandfather.
And Dawson is like, okay.
Alrighty then. Yeah, he seems to have like fully gotten over Jen.
I know it's a real like just snap change in like judgment and cuz like yeah, now she's basically an open door and he's like, "Nah."
Yeah, well, yeah, and she's behaving very differently. So the person he was initially attracted to, A, the mystery of her being the new girl is kind of gone,
Mhm.
and B, she's behaving very differently.
Yeah. Then we cut to Andy and Pacey and they are looking at a very dumpy rental.
Yeah, and that moment of like you signed up to go see an apartment and you get there and immediately realize, oh, I'm not living here. But but you don't want to be rude, so you kind of just you go through the walkthrough.
Yeah. We should be rude though. We should be like, this is too much money. Like if you're
Yeah,
not, talk these landlords down for
yeah,
the
yeah.
next
I've heard of
person.
people. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that. Like when they see like a for rent sign, they'll and like text is best, and they'll text and say like how much for the place, and tells them, and they're like, oh, that's way too much, and then never answer again.
But yeah, Pacey's complaining about how they actually haven't like started the assignment. Like they haven't actually written anything down or actually done anything. They've just done research.
Which I
And
don't think Pacey actually cares that they haven't written anything down. I think he's just annoyed that that he's being asked to do anything.
yeah, Andy accuses him of not trying. Just
Who?
general not trying. And
Yeah.
then Pacey has to explain to her that he has no reason to be motivated because no matter what he does, it won't be good enough for anybody else. Which I'm like, a little dramatic, but also not fully wrong.
Also, Pacey, let's talk about intrinsic motivation, which it has in research shown to be far more effective than external motivation. But anyway,
Yeah.
he's like, you don't get it. I'm the black sheep. It's
Yeah.
you never watched Riverdale, did you?
No.
Okay, so but there's a scene where one of the characters is like, you don't get it. I'm weird. I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah, whenever someone says, like, I'm not like everyone else, that's okay.
Yeah, that's like, all right, cool.
Pacey starts digging into Andy, saying, like, you like this assignment because you enjoy being pretend poor.
Mm,
And that she's never had a problem in her life and that she's rich and spoiled. And Annie gets very upset about this and says, well, you don't know anything about me, and
hmm.
storms off.
Yeah, and like we had like a seed planted an episode or two ago when her brother needs a job, and it's like, okay, if this supposed rich family needs their teenage son to get a job, maybe they're not rich.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Pacey thought he was doing it for his, like, college applications or something.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So then Joey is going to this woman that apparently the teacher recommended to her to, like, pick her brain about being a successful career woman, a single successful career woman. And this woman seems to have like a great life. She's doing like art and interior design, or she's like a professor of art. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she asked for Joey's advice on like a restaurant design, and Joey actually provides useful feedback, and I think it gives like Joey hope that like even by herself she could be someone like this.
Yeah.
She feels
And
like inspired by this person.
yeah. And it honestly good call from the interior designer slash isn't that kind of an architect's job, but whatever. Um, but like the number of people who will be in that position of like either designing a product or designing a place and think that because they know, say, architecture or software design, they know what's needed. And it's like, did you talk to anyone who would actually use the product? Did you talk to anyone about what they need? Because they live this every single day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kudos to her for asking Joey.
Yeah. It reminds me of Teslas and how their door handles got frozen shut. Like in places where it freezes and it snows, the door handles would get like frozen shut. And guess what? That's because Teslas are designed in California.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's fine. We'll just put heaters on the door handles. Okay, great.
Great solution. Fabulous.
Concerning.
Yeah.
Concerning that them, also Waymo, all these companies are just using the real world as their playground.
Yeah, they're just like, what if we did this? And it's like, well, I mean, because they're using rich people's money. They're not really risking anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they out of touch people design product, and then they get investment money from people who are even more out of touch. And then when it fails, somehow no one loses money except regular people.
Yeah. Somehow it's no one's fault. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I guess Jen meets up with Abby later, admits that she didn't get anywhere with Dawson. Kenny is also there again and is complaining that Abby is not helping. Abby does not care.
Yeah.
And she's like just gassing up Jen.
She's like, "You're a sex kitten.
Yeah, you need to go for broke.
Yeah, you're from New York."
Gail seems to be making a candlelit dinner at home, and Mitch comes in and is like, oh, it's Thursday, so I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Which, like, didn't you guys just have this conversation, Gail? But also, it's clear Gail put a lot of effort in. And then when you see where they end up going that night, it's like, oh, guys, just be honest with each other.
Yeah, later Dawson and Joey are like at his house, and his mom decides to head out too, and she's like, well, tell your father because it's Thursday, I'm gonna be out. Joey and Dawson make use of the time to make out, but then Jen rolls up for working on her and Dawson's assignment, and she's very dolled up. And
in a dress that looks like a negligee.
yeah, yeah, Joey compliments her dress as she walks by her, and she's like, "Thanks, I borrowed it." And she's like, "I bet."
Oh, man. Which,
Okay.
like, I guess that's like an allusion to her borrowing Dawson.
I don't know. So Jen's like, "Let's go somewhere comfortable. Your bedroom."
Yeah.
All right, so then we're back at the ice house, and off to the side, the jocks happen to be there, and they're fighting over their assignment. Like,
Yeah, just like you drive a cheaper car.
and Joey tells Bessie all about this woman that she met and how great she is and how she could help them, like with their restaurant. And Bessie's just annoyed, just
Yeah.
steaming.
Bessie's trying her best in this impossible situation, and Joey just doesn't seem to get how this is emotionally affecting Bessie at all.
Yeah.
And
But
where is Bodie?
but I feel where she's coming from because Bessie doesn't have anyone to like be proud of her since their parents
Yeah.
are gone. So and she's going through a lot and she just wants someone to kind of back her up and being like, you're doing good. You're making
Yeah.
progress. And she's not getting that from Joey.
Yeah.
And so it turns into a fight. Joey complains that she has to do everything. You know, she's like, I have to watch your baby. I have to watch the restaurant. I still have to go to school while doing all this stuff. And she storms off.
Yeah. And it's like, you're not wrong. It's just, this is an unfair situation for both.
Mm-hmm. Pacey comes into the ice house for coffee, which it seems like it's very late, but okay. And
Yeah.
he talks to Jack, who is working at the bar area, about Andy. I think he calls her a spoiled princess or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack is like, "Oh, that's not true. Like I'm working here because we need money and we
Mm-hmm.
were rich, but not anymore. So can you like be nice to her?"
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't go into too much detail. He's like, he says something about like a dying dynasty or something. And it's kind of, it's interesting that it seems like Jack and Andy are pretty like grounded. So maybe this sort of like downgrade has been going on for some time, or maybe it was sort of a brief period where like, for when they were really little, they didn't have money, and then like something happened and they had money for a while, but it was really only for a few years. So because I
Yeah.
feel like if they had been like truly spoiled their whole lives, they wouldn't sort of grasp the seriousness.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we will find out more what happened.
It's making me think of a plot line in what is it, that Rich Kids in New York, Gossip Girl.
Oh, which plot line?
The one where, is it Nate's dad? Like they're so rich, and then like Nate's dad ruins everything, and then they have like no money, and he's like
Which
sleeping in a
one's Oh,
the
the one who's Nate. Yeah, he's like the blonde one,
yeah, the
right?
blonde
Okay.
boy.
Okay. Yes. Then we get to see Gail and Mitch both going out to places and sitting by themselves and being lonely.
It's, Mitch, you didn't have other plans. You just went to a bar and looked around at people and sadly drank a beer. That's not plans, buddy. And Gail just went to the coffee shop and sat with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
A coffee shop that is hopping on a Thursday night.
So then we are in Dawson's bedroom, and him and Jen just finished their assignment. Jen like goes over to Dawson and tries to give him a massage.
And Dawson is pretty cool through the whole thing. He's just like not engaging.
Yeah.
He kind of like, he just remains pretty stoic for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And Jen is like, God, I'm so tired. I don't know if I can make it home. Can I spend the night here?
Yeah, and meanwhile, home is like 50 yards away.
Like Dawson could carry her
Yeah.
if she honestly she would like that. Anyway, Dawson's like, "No, you can't stay here."
He's like, yeah,
Like,
no.
and Jen's like, "Is this because of Joey?"
Like, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
I've got a girlfriend and I'm drawing a boundary in this relationship. I don't. Yes, but also no, because you're being weird.
Yeah, and then Dawson confronts her and is like, I can't deal with you throwing yourself at me."
Yeah. And then, like, kind of, not quite slut shames her, but is like, this is what you wear to study. And it's like, buddy, it's a dress. Calm down.
Yeah, but I think he says like, "Who are you?" Like he realizes she's been weird, like
Yeah,
different.
she's being weird, and Dawson has noticed.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah, Dawson notices something's up with another person.
Jen is brushing it off. Like she's like, "I understand you're with Joey. I just don't respect it." Jesus.
Which, like, honestly, I've had that not about, like, relationships, but, like, about various things where it's like, no, I don't have to, like, I acknowledge and accept that this is happening. It doesn't mean that I respect it. Like,
Yeah, she says, like, you've got options. I just want you to know.
Lord.
So then she, like, leaves his room, like, saunters off, kind of, but then, like, she turns the corner and she clearly feels rejected.
Rejected and probably kind of like, God, what am I doing? And she
Yeah.
even in the conversation is like, not in a like throwing myself at you slutty way, just letting you know. It's, that sort of feigned self esteem, and it's like, oh honey.
I also forgot she kisses him.
Oh yeah, yeah. She kisses him, and like he, I don't know. It seems like it goes like he doesn't return it, but like I feel like he could have stopped it a little quicker.
Yeah. So she's in a bad place.
uh, and the only support she has is like the worst person on the show, Abby.
Yeah. I know. Where is Grams? Where is
Uh,
she this episode?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, yeah, Mitch and Gail are back at the house and they're getting into bed at the same time. And they both ask each other, "So, did you have fun tonight?" And they're both like, "Yeah."
So much fun. Mitch is like, yeah, met some new people at the bar and danced. And Gail's like, I met a friend for drinks. Gail, you met yourself for coffee.
Yeah, and I'm like, this isn't really helping with honesty in your relationship.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's so frustrating to watch two people. It's like, you both are having a bad time with this thing that you're choosing to do, but you're both intent on not letting the other person know how much you hate it.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand that feeling of like, I mean, I'm not this petty really anymore, but when I was younger, like, and either romantically or just like a friendship and you're kind of having it out with someone and you're like, I'm going to look like I'm not bothered. Like, I'm going to look like I don't need you.
I don't care at all. I don't think about this or ruminate.
I'm like, I can't let this person know that I feel anything.
Because feelings are weakness.
So well adjusted.
Yeah,
Anyway,
both of us.
so Joey is at her house and she's been waiting for Bessie to come home. And apparently, Bessie has spent the whole night cleaning the restaurant for this inspection.
Hmm.
And Joey tries to apologize, but Bessie's like, "You're fired." And Joey's like, "What? Why?" Like, assuming she's mad at her, but then Bessie admits that she's been chaotic and that she doesn't want to make her life Joey's problem.
Yeah.
And she acknowledges that Joey should be out having fun and being a
Yeah.
teenager.
And Joey like is like, no, I felt so bad, but I sort of felt like Joey didn't earn that turnaround. Like I feel like I needed one more scene of someone being like, you know how hard it is for her? Or her watching like seeing another like single mom trying to keep it all together or something, and like
Hmm.
I needed like just a moment of reflection and realization from her, but
Yeah.
we didn't have time for it.
Yeah, they didn't really give us that. I was like, I mean, I don't think they thought it through, but at most I could think is like all night she's like, "Where is my sister?" And like while she's gone that long, maybe she has time to be like, "Damn, she has to work all night to do this thing." And she also has a baby, and she
Hmm.
also has to support me.
Yeah, except also, wouldn't Joey be watching the baby?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Where is Bodie?
This baby and Bodhi are like Schrodinger's cat. It exists and doesn't exist at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joey's like, "No, like I should help you and we're a team and I don't want you to feel like you're in this all alone," which then I wrote, "Where is Bodhi?" Bessie's like, "Well, one day you'll be proud of me." And
Oh,
then Joey says, "I already am." Then they make up and it's really sweet.
oh, yeah. Just all Bessie wants is for someone to tell her she's doing a good job, and all Joey wants is for someone to tell her she's doing a good job. And
There needs to be more outside people in their life. telling them they're doing a good job.
Yeah, but they're both very independent and have walls up and maybe don't let people do that for them.
Are you talking about us?
Is this play about us?
Am I her? Is she me? Are we us?
Are we? Oh no, this means I'd have the baby because, like, of the two of us.
Just because you're older.
I mean, because I'm older and, like, I don't think either of us have any plans or intentions, but if it had to be, let's be honest, it would not be you.
It's not gonna be me. All right, so we're back in the econ class. The jocks came to an agreement on their assignment, and it seems like everything went real well. And I'm
Yeah.
happy for them.
Yeah, and I'm glad that nobody made it weird and homophobic.
Yeah. They just kind of made it the joke of like, look at these jocks, we're gonna make them have to work together. Like, they could be gay.
Yeah, they subverted. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the cores of comedy is subverting the expectation. The expectation is these jocks should be completely homophobic and awful, but it's like, no, what if we acted like humans?
Yeah. And then Kenny sells out Abby.
Yeah.
Is like, she didn't help at all. But the
Yeah.
teacher, like, didn't say that she's not getting credit or anything. So
Yeah, it doesn't seem to care at all. Poor Kenny.
he's not a reoccurring character, I think.
Yeah, it's just like it's such a bummer in like middle school and high school. It's like you get slotted into that role and it's just so hard to ever get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Andy turns in her half of the assignment. Like Pacey's nowhere to be found, and she still feels like she has to do the assignment. So she's like, "So here's my half," which I'm like, I don't know how you could do half, but okay.
Yeah.
And then Pacey runs in and gives the teacher their whole assignment, gives Andy credit for it, and it looks like a big binder. It looks like he really tried.
Yeah, it looks like he did a bunch of work.
Mm-hmm.
And his hair's kind of messed up, like he hasn't slept.
He's like, I had to figure out how to use Word because it's 1998.
Yep. I didn't know how to
My
save
family doesn't own a printer. I mean, realistically.
Yeah.
And so then after class, Andy thanks Pacey. Pacey apologizes, and then he tells Andy, he's like, I did have to get the Viper. And she's like, so we are living in a 2-bedroom. He's like, actually, we're gonna be living in a 1-bedroom.
With, was it 2 or 3 kids?
I think it was like 4 kids.
4 kids. Okay.
Something too many. And yeah. Andy is giving him crap, and as they're walking out of school, they walk out into the parking lot, and we can see that someone's watching them from a car, and then we see the reveal that it is Tamara.
Mm-hmm. Just sitting there in her red convertible, watching a teenage boy.
That is the weird thing, is like, okay, maybe you're, like, we'll see if she's here for him, but, like, regardless, don't go anywhere near the school.
Yeah, like, just be anywhere but there.
Like, any of those students could recognize you. Yeah.
And trust that they all heard about you had to, I don't know, go to city council or something and then fled the town. It's not like Pacey's going to be the only one that would notice her.
Yeah.
This woman has no self-preservation instincts.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's how it ends.
Yep. Yeah, this was an interesting episode. It was kind of...
It felt like a very high school episode. It was about a school assignment and, I don't know, just the dynamics between some people, but not super unbelievably dramatic.
Yeah, it sort of felt like pretty well... The scenes and time of the episode felt pretty well distributed among all the characters and storylines.
Yeah.
I mean, that leads us, which then begs the big question. Whose creek is it?
Yes. I really give this no thought. I forget that I have to have to think about this question until we get to this point.
It
So I
depends
gotta
on the
think.
episode for me. Sometimes I come in, occasionally I come in with an idea, but most of the time I'm like on the spot. I'm like, I think I have an idea, but I don't know. I feel like I'm getting repetitive because I'd say it's Joey's Creek because she I think one of the hardest hitting storylines was her relationship with Bessie,
Hmm.
and so there was that, and her sort of trying to manage all of that, and then realizing that maybe Bessie has feelings, and we didn't spend a ton of time with it, but it did seem to really kind of like open up her eyes to possibilities to see this, single mother who's a successful professional, and it kind of gave her this thought of like, oh, maybe I could like succeed in a career or own my own business, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I might have to agree with you. I was thinking it could be Bessie's Creek, but
Ooh,
she
yeah.
really doesn't get that much airtime. Like, we don't really get her perspective too much, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's a babbling brook of Bessie in the background. Check out that alliteration. But yeah,
Yeah.
that I did consider could it be Bessie's, but I feel like I needed a there was some growth for Bessie. I guess the reason I was thinking Joey's like, I mean, Dawson noticed that another person is going through something and behaved decently, as did Pacey. And Jen is just going through it and no one is helping her.
Yeah. No, I think I have to agree with you. It was Joey's Creek.
Yeah. And I already forget the tally from season 1, but I think yeah, Joey's been sort of the for
She's
both of
she's
us.
been the leader so
Yeah.
far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah. We'll see though. I was going to
Yeah.
say we could say it was Tamara's Creek cuz she really did steal the show at the end.
Yeah. I mean,
She
it was a really good cliffhanger to be like, oh, and this thing we haven't talked about for like 8 episodes. This character that like just left and
that we
then just
thought was gone.
yeah. And it's I'm cringing already at the thought of the conversation she's going to have with Pacey. And then and just Mitch and Gail, it's did they ever try couples therapy?
They did. Do you remember when they
Oh
got in the
yeah.
fight about scuba
Scuba
diving?
diving, yeah. It was just I feel like they needed a better couples therapist, or also therapy is a skill. Learning to like participate and process that. It's uh, when when you can just see someone like I want them to solve this problem so much, but they're just biffing it every time.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't have that many like sidetracks and anecdotes this episode. This one went pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, wow. We didn't we didn't spend like an hour and a half. That's pretty impressive for us. I
Yeah.
mean, we talked about our econ class, which honestly was probably one of the most useful classes they teach you in high school.
Yeah, it's I yeah, you had to take one semester of that. Yeah, it's funny because like we talk so much about how like oh if only high school doesn't teach us to do our taxes or do this or do that, and it's like well yeah because we got rid of like home economics classes and like we focused on test scores and STEM.
Mhm.
It's like there's everything comes at a cost.
Yeah. I did have home economics in middle school.
I had that too. I briefly used a sewing machine.
I know. I was going to say I can't believe they trusted us with sewing machines.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I'd like to learn how to do that again because I probably spent a whole 10 minutes on it that semester. I'd like to learn to use a sewing machine. And speaking of things that like I can't believe they trusted us with, my like first job in college in a dining hall. To be fair, it was when I became like a lead, so I was already worked there for a year, but they trusted me with a deli slicing machine.
I thought you had to get like certified or something.
I didn't. They're just like, don't cut off your fucking finger. You get paid an extra $1 an hour, so you get to use the death machine. But I still got all 10.
Yeah, no, the highest paying job at my college for a student could have was being a bus driver.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, that was one of the good gigs too. I Are we ever gonna? Is Bodie ever gonna come back?
He will, just not a lot.
Okay.
It's disappointing.
Yeah, it's like, come on, you.
Yeah, I do find it frustrating though how many, I mean, it's still a problem today, but like in the 90s, how many shows were like overwhelmingly white? And I was like, statistically, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the biggest thing with Bodie was like her black boyfriend, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna drive that home so much, maybe deal with it. I don't know. Like, yeah, there hasn't been a single other person of color on the show, and we're like,
Well, this episode, the woman who,
oh, that's right.
yeah, it's like they'll get them for side characters, which is annoying. It's kind of like Friends, where like, I think Ross dated one woman who was like black.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is not diversity.
No, this is not. This is just treat people like people. Crazy thought.
Hmm. Anyway, okay, so yep, you are correct that the next episode is titled Tomorrow's Return. So,
It's gonna be messy, and I kind of can't wait to watch.